Hi everyone, welcome back to Newsgirls. Today we have a special guest. It is immigration attorney Michael Wiles, who's actually represented First Lady Melania Trump and her parents. He's also done legal work for the Kushner family. But despite that, he's recently spoken out about his skepticism of Trump's immigration gold cards. So Mabel and I obviously have a million questions for him about that. But first, Michael, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Lovely to be with you.
So, Michael, we want to ask you, you've obviously received calls from wealthy foreigners to buy these Trump gold cards, and it's something that you don't recommend. Quote, "It would be unethical of me to retain them." Can you explain why that is?
It hasn't been written into law, and with the best of intentions that the president has, and I am a big fan if this is able to be written into the law. Right now, the way it's presenting, it's not proper for us to onboard these matters. There's a $15,000 amount that you can put in to kind of keep a space. About 165 people kept that opportunity for themselves. But for lawyers to legally be able to send a fee agreement to perfect the service, it hasn't been actualized. There are forms and there are legal arguments, but it's not law. And generally, it takes Congress to promulgate a law. There's litigation now between professors. I'm a professor. I'm actually teaching now in 2 law schools. There are professors that took issue with this, saying that it's giving a priority to people with means and that's not proper, given our legacy and so forth. So don't get me wrong, my friends. I am a big fan if this can legally go forward, because we want to create avenues, particularly people with means. But I think it would be smart for the government to kind of identify where those funds are going to go to, so it's clear it's either in our national interest or actually an extraordinary effort.
Would there be a price where you think actually that would be worth the gamble, like if they brought the price down, or it's not about the price at all?
So first of all, the price, I think, weighs significantly, because we are fortunate to have a huge client base, and we've successfully done so many EB-5s through the last generations. My late father, who started our practice in 1960, testified in Capitol Hill in support of the EB-5 program, where you can literally buy a green card.
Yeah.
The price or the cost here is $1 million per person, or $2 million if a U.S. company sponsors you for it. It's even more robust than the EB-5, which would include a family and any spouse and dependents up to the age of 21. Every nation throughout the world has programs where people can literally buy a status in that country. And if we come up with a more meaningful narrative, and again, this is a businessman president. I had the privilege of actually representing not just members of his family, but his immigration interests, Miss Universe, Trump models, Kushners, as you indicated. So I want to see him succeed in this space, because the immigration narrative has gotten all kind of verschmorgled, as they say in legal terms.
Yeah, when these gold cards were first announced, we were all skeptical whether people would actually be interested in it. Like, have you had a lot of clients reach out asking about this?
Yeah, a lot of people ask about it. Generally, these are individuals with means, and they're individuals that have languished to a certain extent. It's a family and a child's over 21. It's a family and everybody has a status, but the mother-in-law who lost her husband wants to come. It's a family where somebody wants to go to medical school, needs a green card and a quick fix. And an EB-5 is a conditional green card, only good for 2 years. With the gold card, there is no conditional green card. And truthfully, you have to wait online with everybody else. So I don't know that the litigation will win itself. So no matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, I think it's clear we want to get the really, really bad guys out of this country.
Yeah, these are really good points that I haven't heard articulated before. So it's nice to actually understand why, in your expertise, you wouldn't recommend this. And we know so far only one person has actually received the gold card to date. That's what Howard Lutnick said. What was your reaction when you heard that? Were you surprised? And why do you think it's so low?
I shook his hand at a White House event a bunch of months ago, and I thanked him for putting such a program together. Honestly, our job as advocates, and if you look at our founding documents, and our founding parents envisioned a world where the greatest risk takers and entrepreneurs would invest in America. I never heard that one person actually got it. I don't know that to be true. And quite honestly, there were thousands of people, he said, that had already signed up for it when he was touting this thing a year or two ago. And that was untrue. So
Right.
I don't believe anything until I see it and understand it.
Mhm.
So if this tool can be perfected, I'll be the first one to eat my shoe for the comment that I made and to help move it forward. And I hope the president succeeds.
Well, one of the benefits of this gold card is supposed to be kind of the tax benefit for these holders. Has that been something that's been drawing your clients in? Because you did mention, these green cards, these other cards don't have that and make that a little bit difficult.
I think taxes play a significant role. There is always a competing interest with the immigration authorities and the Labor Department and the tax authorities. But if we want to include the greatest risk takers and entrepreneurs and genuinely help create a front where people will fill our treasury up, you have to do two things. You have to look thoughtfully with the tax code, and you also have to understand that they will not come unless they feel secure.
Well, we know that you don't represent anyone who's applying for a gold card since that's not something that you recommend to your clients, but if someone it does pay for this visa, has filled out the paperwork and it just doesn't come, what happens do you think to their money and their status? Do you think that Trump might be facing litigation even though Congress hasn't approved it? Like what happens?
Well, this will go into that barrel where we saw with the tariffs, where they collected all these tariffs and now they have to refund people, and there's a whole society of it. Don't get me wrong, my friends, Miss Cabani, Miss Woodson, what I would love to do is offer this to my clients and see that it is not just proper and ethical, but it actually delivers a green card quickly to somebody. So I'm prayerful that eventually we'll be able to add that to the lexicon of options that we have. The thesis is very simple. That $15,000, I believe they say it's refundable. If at some point, if they put into it and it doesn't happen, they'll get their money back. But there are commitments that people make when, in order to maintain your status in the United States, it's kind of like a big game of tag. You have to be on base. You can't come off base. It's a lot goes into the equation when a couple or an individual comes to the United States and they're in a visa status. So what do they do now? This program that they are investing in has a narrative, but it hasn't closed. Am I in status if I apply for it before my current status expires? Or
Yeah.
maybe somebody should become a student. But you know what? A student generally is not allowed to have a dual intent. They told an American consul they're coming into America in order to get educated, and they're going to go home to an unrelinquished domicile when they conclude, and here they're applying for a green card. So there is no connectivity to a person maintaining their status and law supporting people who are doing this. I impressed that they put forms together. They have a palpable argument that you're either doing something in the national interest, EB2, or EB1, which is that you're extraordinary. Although the question is somebody extraordinary just because they have money?
Right.
Am I extraordinary if I have a fancy car or a nice ring? No, that's not what we want to portend. But I think the arguments could hold themselves if they put all the practical accoutrements in place also. Otherwise, people are asking about this from afar. And we do sessions, consultations where we're transparent about this. I would love to take it if I can, don't get me wrong, but we need the support foundationally in order to get it done and for the ethics to be in place, because my late father taught me no matter what, your good name. In Hebrew, they call it a shem tov, is gold. You don't take a single dollar to sully it.
Well, we have one last question for you, and I think we can probably predict what you're going to say, but we still have to do our journalistic duty. Trump has teased that he is soon to be rolling out a platinum card with even more benefits for $5 million. Would you recommend that one?
You go, girl. That's what I say to both of you.